In this video, we're going to take a look at all the different instruments in Ableton Live 9. Here in Live, you can see all of the instruments that come bundled with the Ableton Live Suite Edition. You may only have a selection of these instruments depending on your version of Live. You can either upgrade or you can download and purchase these instruments individually from the Ableton Live store. Firstly, we've got Analog. This is an emulation of an analog subtractive synthesizer. In the title bar, we've got the device activator button. This is to turn it on and off. We can fold it by clicking the device title bar, which also shows the preset name. We also have the hot swap button on the right hand side. This can flick through all of our presets, as well as a save button so we can save custom edited presets. In the actual device, we have two oscillators with different waveforms, a noise generator, two variable filters, two amplifier envelopes, two assignable LFOs, and a general tab. Next we have Collision. Collision uses physical modelling to emulate mallet and percussion sounds. Collision's broken down into an exciter section, which contains the mallet and the noise generator, as well as a resonator section, which is two linkable resonators. We also have an LFO and a MIDI section, as well as a general tab. Next we have the drum rack. The drum rack allows us to drop 8 banks of 16 samples for playback and editing, all from one MIDI clip. This gives us a total of 128 slots. Notice instruments such as sampler or operator can also be dropped into these slots. When we create a drum rack, all the individual channels are automatically grouped to the drum rack for us. Electric uses physical modelling to emulate electric pianos. As you can see, electric is broken down into its mallet, fork, damper, pickup and global sections. Next we have external instrument. As we know from an earlier video, this allows us to route external hardware in and out of Ableton all from one track. Impulse is an 8-pad drum sampler. You can look at this as a baby brother of the drum rack, or 8 simplified versions of the simpler device built into one. Within Impulse, we have sample, saturation, filter, pan, and amplitude settings. Slots 7 and 8 are linked together in the same choke group to make hi-hats sound more realistic. These pads can be triggered using the computer MIDI keyboard. Next we have the instrument rack. Think of this as an empty shell that we can load or group other instruments or effects into. Next we've got operator. Operator is an emulation of an FM synthesizer and also can be used as a subtractive or FM synth. This is my go-to instrument in Ableton Live because of its versatility. Operator has 4 oscillators, which are also known as operators in FM synthesis. These can be routed as carriers or modulators. It also has an LFO and a filter section, a pitch section, and also a global tab. Next we have Simpler, which is a simplified version of Sampler. We also have Sampler, which is Simpler's big brother. Sampler is broken down into the Zone tab, the Sample tab, Pitch and Oscillation tab, Filter tab, and also the Modulation and MIDI tabs. Finally we have Tension. This uses physical modelling to emulate string instruments. This is broken down into the main string section and the Filter Global tab. So those are all the instruments in Live. As I've previously mentioned, it's very important that you take the time out between lessons to explore these new functions and instruments.